I want you to pretend that you have your own YouTube channel. And you're like doing an intro.
Oh, okay.
What's your YouTube channel called? Josie's World.
No. Just Josie Stark. That's what it would be called.
So do your intro for your YouTube channel and pretend that I'm your guest.
Okay. Hello everyone. So I'm here with my friend Karli, and you guys asked me some questions about how I feel entering my 20s and questions about our friendship, and I am so excited to answer these because it's going to be so much fun. And I know Karli doesn't really come on the camera a lot, but she's excited too, so let's get into it. I'm actually really excited to turn 20.
You already did.
Oh, restart. I was really sad to turn 20 because I was just feeling like I'm really growing up and I'm never gonna be a teenager anymore in this lifetime, which is crazy. But after I turned...
Did you cry? Like,
no.
Did you feel really sad?
No, I felt actually the moment I was 20. I always feel older on my birthday, but I was just so happy, and I'm so ready for this next decade of my life and what it's gonna bring me, because it's gonna be really crazy.
That means you lived 2 decades. How does that feel?
It feels kind of wild, but I definitely feel like I've lived through it. It doesn't feel like time flew by. Like,
I kind of feel like time flew by.
Really?
I mean, you gotta think, like, a lot of the questions on here are like, how long have we been friends? Which I haven't even taken like a second to think about it. It would have been like, what, the middle of 6th grade?
I would just say 6th grade.
Which, like, year-wise, let's figure that out.
Okay.
So what, we were like 13?
No, I was 11 in 6th grade. So were you.
Dude, I'm so stupid.
So we've been friends for 9 years.
Does that not make you feel like time has... See, when you put it in perspective like
sure,
that.
when I say like, oh, we've been friends for 9 years, which, what the fuck, but, when you think about it, like, you think about all the grades we went through, like, it seems fine.
But, like, I don't know, even to think about, like, all of our friends who have been in, like, our friend group, like, just think.
It's kind of crazy, though, that we were able to keep being friends.
I know.
Because that means we kept growing together.
Exactly. That's what a lot of, like, questions are kind of about. But Josie is already 20. I'm not 20, so, like, you're kind of weird. You're friends with, like, a teenager. Bouncing off...
Pardon?
Bouncing off kind of what you, like, said. You said you feel older, like, on your birthday every year. I don't really get that feeling.
Really?
I wish I did, like...
I always get it.
I don't know. I just, like, I never really feel like it's my birthday anymore. I felt it when I was, like, younger. Like, each time it was my birthday, I would be like, oh my god, I'd wake up in the morning, I'd be able to feel that it was my birthday. And, like, now, like, I could even feel it, like, I would anticipate it for, like, a month before, like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a little older in a month. But, like you just said, my birthday's in 5 days, and I feel absolutely nothing. Like, at all.
Strangely, usually my birthday, like, does feel like, oh, it's my birthday, like, I can feel it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. But this year, I was just like I said, like, it's my birthday, but I just felt like it was literally any other day.
Yeah.
And, like, I was honestly okay with that.
It's kind of sad, though. It's like, it's the same concept of, like, when it was Christmas when you were younger, it felt like a whole production. Like, nothing really feels the same once you get kind of older, but...
Yeah.
So, yeah. How did y'all meet is the first question.
That's a good question, and we've never answered that.
I think we have, briefly.
So, I had this childhood best friend, her name is Chloe, and in 6th grade, Karli and Chloe were put into the same class, and I was not, and they became friends, and then Chloe kind of introduced us in front of this drinking fountain in our middle school.
I vividly, like, remember you were, like, drinking out of the water fountain, and then you, like, came up, and, like, Chloe was trying to talk to you, and then I was just standing there. And then Chloe was like, oh, this is my friend Karli. And then we, like, said hi to each other. And then, like, I just think progressively, like, over time, like, maybe, like...
Well, then we started to, like, go on voodoo chats with, like, some other friends.
I can't believe that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and we had, like, a couple other friends that we were just, like, we would chit-chat with.
Yeah.
And then, Karli and I just became friends, like, our own friendship, and then all of our other friendships died, like, they just went away.
Yeah.
And we stayed friends. But there was in middle school, like, we were friends in 6th grade. In 7th grade, we were, like, friends.
Yeah, I just feel like it really had, like, at that age, it really depended on, like, who you had classes with.
Yeah.
And, like, there were just, like, a couple years where we really didn't have classes together, and then like our freshman year we had so many. So it's like, I would say we've been friends since 6th grade, and like even in 8th grade we had all the same friends. But we weren't like super close or anything. And then I don't know, once we got to high school it kind of just like,
yeah, we had so many classes freshman year, so we just became friends. And then after that, in high school, you can really be friends with people like who are not in your class, because you have other independent time after
and
school.
I mean, even like it's just different when you're in middle school, because you have the same people in your class literally all day long. So it's like, for you to not be friends with those people, it's like,
yeah, exactly.
But like high school, it's like every class is different people, so it's just a lot easier to maintain a bunch of different friendships. So yeah, but I ever wonder, Chloe, I like think about if she like thinks like, oh my god, like I introduced them and they're still like really close. Like I wonder if she like
does,
has that thought that she like created our friendship.
Yeah, I mean, she did.
I know.
Yeah.
I wonder if she thinks about that.
She probably, I mean, I'm sure she's thought that thought before.
Yeah.
Because I've thought that about people I've actually made become friends.
Yeah.
Got them together.
A lot of people ask about us like fighting. So there's a few different layers to this. They ask if we still like get into fights and argue today. I would say no. I think every now and then we bicker, but like I wouldn't say that's like a fight or really even like an argument.
Yeah,
like,
I think sometimes we'll just
moments.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think that we just like strongly disagree about things, and then we'll just like take space and then
literally take a few days,
be adults.
And we literally, majority of the time, like me and Josie will be in this huge argument, I guess, where we're just disagreeing about something, and then we like don't talk for a few days, and then we're just like, hey, want to go here?
Yeah.
And like there's really, we don't rehash on things. It's like, if we don't disagree, it's like, whatever, let's move on.
Yeah, like let's agree to disagree.
Yeah, and then I honestly like don't even remember what it's about after that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people also ask, they're like, you and Josie weren't friends for like, a long period of time, like what was the reason for that? I feel like we've kind of explained this a few times now. We have only not been friends, I think, like, what, 3 different times? It was all over really stupid stuff, but like we were young. I think 2 times it was over a boy, and then the other time like was simply me just like, oh, I want space from like all my friends. Like it wasn't Josie, it was literally everyone. So I just kind of took like 3 months of literally independence. I had like no friends, and I just did my own thing for 3 months, and then obviously we found our way back, but I just really needed a little mental health break. And so that was one time we weren't friends. And then 2 other times it was literally over stupid men. So, and it wasn't even like, oh, we were fighting over a guy or anything like that. It was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just like a guy got intertwined into our friendship in a way.
We've explained this.
Yeah.
Oh, that one?
I mean, there's 2.
I think we've explained both of them.
Yeah, we've explained both of them before. It's just really stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that was really the only time, but typically, we don't really argue and fight today. And then there was even like a third question on like, how do you guys get through arguments or not fighting, or like how do you maintain your friendship? And I would honestly, the simplest way to put it is communication, obviously, but communication isn't anything without comprehension, which I think we both do very well. Is like when we're explaining something, like I could be like, Josie, you made me feel this way, and she could be like, oh, like I'm really sorry, like why did you feel that way, how did I do that? And like I think that's where everything is just very fluid, is we can communicate very well. Like if someone made someone upset, like we can take accountability. We're very transparent and honest with one another. What are you looking at?
Your camera's shaking.
Oh, it's just because the car. I was like, you're like staring out in the distance. I really think that's kind of just like the gist of it. Like I think we're just very good at communicating with one another. We're very good at understanding like how the other person likes to be in a friendship. And I mean, obviously all that came with time, but you just kind of gotta get to know the other person's like needs and wants of like what a friendship is. And if it's not the same as yours, you got to kind of adapt to like what they want.
Yeah, and that's always going to be changing. And I feel like also like a big reason that we have just stayed friends is because we both just want to be friends with each other. And if someone like doesn't want to be friends with you, or you don't want to be friends with someone at a certain point in your life, that's okay, because you can always become friends again. Like we have not wanted to be friends with each other, and then we did again.
Yeah.
You know, so
like it's not like we've just had this perfect friendship for like ever. It's like obviously we've been through like ups and downs and stuff like that, but I think at the end of the day, I mean, it's just really like understanding the other person. Like, I feel like a lot of times when people get older, they'll like stop being friends because like one person can be like, oh, I'm living this lifestyle right now, and the other person's living a different lifestyle, and they just don't understand like this is the life I want to live. And I think at times, like, I even think like right now maybe we're kind of on like different vibes. Yeah. Like, I kind of am in a little independent era, and you're kind of more of still like, oh, I'm like hanging out with people and attending this and whatnot. And like, just because we're doing different things, it doesn't mean we still can't have like a friendship outside of that, if that makes sense.
And I think it's really important to have other friends too, because if I didn't have other friends, then I would probably annoy Karli because I'd be like, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, a lot of people keep asking this. So for this new era of our life that we're entering our 20s, we'll start with, what are you most scared about?
I am most scared about, not the near future, but more towards the middle/end of my 20s. I'm just like scared to think about how different my life is going to be, because I will probably be moved out of my parents' house, living on my own, like becoming a real adult, and just dealing with all the scary things by myself, like buying my own car, handling my own finances, taxes, like just all those things that I don't really know how to do that I'm going to be figuring out throughout my 20s. And that's probably what I'm most scared about.
I would say mine's like somewhat similar, but like not exactly. Like, I think I'm like excited to move out and like be able to handle things on my own and stuff like that. I'm just kind of more scared of like the transitioning period. It's like thinking like in the next 2 years we graduate college and we'll have a degree, and like making decisions of like what job we want to get. It's like once you get that full-time like adult job, it's like your life is gonna change so much. And like, I think it's also like I'm just scared of like my path. I'm just hoping that everything ends up like working out the way that I want it to, and like I have an idea of my head of what I want, but it's like getting there that scares me. But like I know I will, it's just scary.
Yeah.
And then the next one is, what are you most excited about? Which I had this thought earlier. I feel like you're not going to say this, but once I say it, you'll agree.
Okay. I think I'm most excited about my mid-20s. I will be financially stable because I'll have a real job and a career. And I'm most excited about wanting to travel and go to different places because I will have the funds to do so.
That was not my answer, but...
What was your answer?
I mean, my answer is just kind of like, when big things like start happening for like us and like all of our friends, like to think like, oh, like I'm engaged, and like I get to like tell you I'm engaged, or like I'm pregnant, and like I get to tell you I'm pregnant, and we can have like baby showers and weddings and engagements and like all that stuff. I think that's definitely, and I mean, I'm hoping in the next 10 years that happens for us.
It'll definitely, I mean, at least for some people in our life, we'll be.
I mean, I hope it happens for us at least.
I think it, I mean, you never know, but I think it will.
I mean, I hope so.
We're both not like crack addicts or something.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, I thought this question was fun. It's, do you guys plan on having kids at the same time so they can grow up together? Which is so cute. But like, I think I'll end up having kids before Josie does. But I still think at some point in time when she has her first kid, I will still be popping kids out.
Period.
So then maybe we can have like, you can have like a boy and I'll have a girl, and then they can fall in love and they can get married.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. But maybe I'll have like an older boy and you'll have like a younger girl, and he'll like protect her. He'll be
But Karli wants to have babies like low-key ASAP. I feel like
not
ASAP. Like in 2 years, like I feel like she'll be wanting.
In 2 years, it'll be 22. I'd say like 4 to 5 years.
Oh.
Well, girl, I ain't even married yet. What do you mean in 2 years I'm gonna pop a baby out?
Then maybe we will have children closer together.
You would have kids at like 24, 25?
Well, I'm saying 26, 27, but like you'll have more children, hopefully.
Well, yeah.
So, I think that would be actually fucking adorable.
I know. I mean, like, obviously I want to have kids as soon as possible, but I'm also not stupid. Like, I don't have a house, like, I'm not married. Like, as cool as it would be to pop a baby out right now, it's like, why would I do that? So realistically, I'm hoping like in 4 to 5 years I do have all those things so I can have kids.
Actually, I changed my answer about what I'm most scared about this new time of my life, and it's giving birth. Really? Yes.
Giving birth doesn't really scare me.
That scares me.
I kind of am excited to give birth. How do you balance like having like partners and like still maintaining like a close friendship, which I feel like that has not been really an issue for us. Maybe like a long time ago when like I really hadn't had like a serious boyfriend or anything, like
in high school.
Yeah, and like you would have boyfriends constantly. Joking.
I always had a boyfriend. I was like really never
and
single.
I was making a joke. I was like constantly. But I don't know, I feel like maybe when I was a little bit younger, like I did get jealous of all like 15 of Josie's boyfriends. Like there was just so many I couldn't keep up. But no. My eyes are watering.
Actually, no, every relationship I had was 6 months long exactly until
we're like 2.
dating. Really?
Yeah.
And then I started dating Jake, and then that went past 6 months. But it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Mine was always 2 months. Like, wow, the honeymoon phase must have been that bad. Like, jeez. I would say we haven't really had like a problem with that like anytime recently. I just feel like we've both had like an easy medium of like understanding like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with my partner, and like, oh, I have time available, like let's do something. Like
I was saying earlier, it's so important to have other friends and not just have one friend, because literally. Like if Karli, okay, let's say Karli really wants to hang out with a friend or something. She's like, oh, I wonder what Josie's doing, but Josie's hanging out with her boyfriend. Karli can just text one of her other friends. Yeah. And it's completely fine. And we still, like, care about our friendship enough to still see each other. Yeah. Like, we'll just, like, right now we plan to get Bibi Bop and do this video, and it's fun. And I have to go to work after this, but, like, I still made this time. Yeah. You know? It's really not that hard. Like, as long as you both want to be in the friendship, you'll find time. I just think, like, I don't know, once you get to this age, I feel like it's really not, like, especially when, like, both people, like, are in, like, a relationship, it's kind of like you don't even think twice. It's like, oh, she's with her boyfriend, like, whatever. Like, but when you're, like, 14, 15, 16, it's kind of like, oh my god, she's always with her boyfriend. But, like, once you get to this age, it's kind of just, like, you expect that to happen. Because around this time is when it's, like, your friends, like, they'll be with their partner for the rest of their life, and like, yeah, you're still a part of it, but like, you're not their everything anymore. Yeah. And that's just expected. And a tip for this is to plan hanging out. Oh, absolutely. Because if you plan it, then you both know, like, okay, we're doing this on this day at this time, and then it helps you just see each other. Like, I feel like Karli and I rarely spontaneously hang out with each other. It's usually planned. Even if that is like the day before, like me saying like, oh, do you want to go to Bibi Bop tomorrow, and like, I'm gonna be cleaning my room, like, these are my plans for the day, like, if you want to come, do you want to do this? It's like, very rarely can I call Josie and be like, oh, do you want to go swimming right now? Yeah. Like, that, typically, we just don't do that, because we're just busy people, always planning stuff. Yeah. So yeah, definitely just make plans. That's the best thing you can do. Because it's like, when you're in a relationship, you kind of automatically, spontaneously hang out with your partner every single day. So it's like, you're going to choose to do that if you don't have plans with anyone else. So if your friend hits you up and wants to hang out, you're probably with your partner. But if you're like, oh, me and Josie are doing this at Thursday at 5, then, you know, you'll hang out. Someone asked, have you guys ever been on a trip together? So very quickly, we're going to name every single trip. The first trip we went on was what? New York City. And then we went to Punta Cana. Then we went to Chicago. Then we went to Chicago. Then we went to Cancun. Oh, I can't believe we went there. And then we went to Florida. And no, we went to Myrtle Beach, and then Florida, and then Myrtle Beach again. Is there anything else? We went to Florida, then Myrtle Beach, Myrtle Beach. Oh, wow. Is that it? It's 7 trips. I think that is it. Did we go to Chicago together a second time, or just that one time? No, just one time. That's pretty crazy though. 7 trips. My favorite number. So where are we gonna go for our 8th trip? Paris. Dude, I'm gonna go to Europe so bad. We should like low-key go to Europe. Let's go to Europe. Oh wait, we're going to Vegas next year too. Oh yeah. That'll probably be our next trip together. Unless no. Aaliyah's first birthday. I actually will be filming a movie then. Oh shit. Okay guys, that was everything we could cover with our time limit. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope we were able to help you with anything you were wondering about in your own life, and that our personal experiences maybe can help you navigate through your 20s or your teenage years. And thank everyone for my friend Karli for being featured in this video and making it happen.
Literally.
So that's all for now. Later!
This is disgusting.